In this week alone, 2 high school students under heavy scrutiny after sexting scandals amongst their students. One across the country in Colorado and one very close to home here that we covered yesterday at Kings Park High School on Long Island.
Yeah, 2 students were arrested, 20 others suspended for receiving or sending out video of 2 students engaged in a sexual act. But how much trouble can students get into doing this? And should these students who just received this, they didn't ask for it, just got it on their phone, should they really be suspended? Joining us now to talk about kind of the legal and also the psychological issue here, we have U.S. New York criminal attorney Deborah Blum and also psychologist Dr. Jody Gold. Good morning to both of you ladies.
Good morning.
And I got to tell you, the reaction from parents of suspended students, they are really upset. They understand this is wrong, and obviously these students that took this video were wrong to do so and distribute it. But to kids that just got this thing on their phone, should they be punished? What do you think?
Absolutely not. 20 students, as you know, were suspended, and most of those were just for receiving the video. And then their parents were told that if their students went to the school during the period of suspension, they would be arrested for trespass. How could these students be threatened with arrest? I understand that the school wants you to report if you receive such a message.
Okay.
But
so you're not okay with it, but you think it's okay, doctor, don't you?
No, I don't think it's okay to arrest kids for receiving a sext.
No, but as far as suspending those kids, do you think that's okay or no?
I don't think it was okay to suspend them. I think it was okay to suspend the kids that forwarded any messages. I think the kids that received it, I think the superintendent overreacted. I think his message is that kids need to be upstanders, not bystanders.
Okay, I hear that, and stand up for what is right and what's wrong. I got that. But I want to know, as a parent, legally, what are my rights as a child? Can a superintendent do that legally? Say that my kid is suspended just for receiving a text? Or a video?
In this instance, I believe that the answer is yes, because this school had a code of conduct that said that if you receive such a message, you have to report it to the school.
Also, what I want to tell you is that there is other schools that were contacted as a result of this on Long Island, and those school boards put out a message saying parents are also now responsible. What do you think about that? And now they're culpable if their students don't carry out whatever is in the handbook. What do you think about that?
Well, this is absolutely ridiculous. There are educational programs that could teach students about the appropriateness of text messaging, and that's what should be done here.
Instead of these programs are out there. We've had these lessons. We've said kids don't sex. Kids don't sex. You probably told you stop sexting. Don't do it, right? And yet it continues to happen. One of the fathers of one of the kids who are suspended is like, look, if a kid was to go into the principal every time they received a piece of porno on their phone, they'd be in every day. I mean, doctor, what's going on?
Okay, that's a good point. It is very pervasive. Do you know that 30% of teenagers have received a sext, and that percent goes up every year as you get older? So sexting's become sort of a fabric of the way kids hook up and date.
That's so disturbing.
Well, what am I supposed to do if my kid's receiving sexting messages, illicit, weird photos? I mean, I get them, so I got to imagine my kids are getting them too. So tell me, what do I do, and what's the conversation I should be having?
Well, the first you should be having a conversation before it happens, if that's possible, talking about what happens if you send a sext. Kids need to think about their digital footprint. They need to understand that their grandmothers can Google them, the NSA can Google them, their college boards can Google them.
Right.
They need to think about their digital footprint. This is kind of a problem for teenagers, right? Because they're very impulsive. They want to be happy, please other people, and so they put these sexts out there.
But the problem is that here you have just 2 students who are charged with felonies that carry sex offender registration consequences.
Wow.
So laws that were enacted to protect teenagers and children from sexual predators are now being used against other teenagers and other kids.
The reality is that the only thing that you can do ultimately is for the lawmakers to change the law, because law enforcers have to follow the law as it's written on the land. So I mean, ultimately, if you don't feel like the laws are fair, you got to kind of talk to lawmakers.
And here's the deal: if you make one misstep these days, these poor kids live in a very, very brutal world. And one misstep could ruin their whole life, their whole career, their high school ambitions, their college ambitions, whatever they're meant to. And that's the conversation that I think parents need to make very clear.
And that's why parents need to be involved. I think that's why the superintendents are saying parents need to be involved.
Culpability.
This is too much for the kids to take on by themselves. We obviously need to change the laws, but we have to talk more about sexting.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming here. Great conversation. Nice to know the legalese and what we're protected against, and also emotionally, and what we have to do as parents to really supervise our children. Let us know your thoughts about this whole sexting scandal on our Twitter page. Go to our Facebook page, leave your comments.